What is going on, everybody? We are back. Baby, we're back, and we're better than ever. My name is Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Dockenai, and
And
we're...
this is Rev Rock Revolution. And this entire episode will be ASMR today for our kinkiest of fans. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I got Jonah down for the count there.
Rev Rock Revolution. My name is Jonah Dockenai. Yeah. We hope you enjoy the show.
It's so creepy. Can we just talk about for a second? Fuck whatever we were going to talk about today because we have a lot to cover. But like, screw all of that. What the hell is ASMR? It's so creepy.
I don't get it.
How do you find comfort in somebody creepily whispering in a microphone? Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. Am I supposed to be scared for my life? Am I supposed to be turned on? What is this? It's so strange.
Like,
welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Hitting tape.
Welcome back to the show where, once again, right on schedule, right on cue, we're a minute into the episode and nothing has happened. Jonah, how are you today?
I'm doing amazing.
You're finally fulfilling your lifelong dream of becoming an ASMR artist.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna start live streaming on Twitch, just doing 12-hour streams of ASMR.
If this video gets 1,000 likes. Oh my God, that's what I call a throwback, Jonah. That's a callback. That's a reference right there. Now we're almost 2 minutes in. Nothing's happened. Jonah, before we go completely off the rails, because we've been known to let that happen, let's let our viewers know today a little bit what we're going to discuss about. Stuff we were supposed to talk about last week, but then I just went off and gave some really hot takes about the Grammys, which you haven't seen that yet. Go watch that first and then come back here.
Yeah, go watch that episode because we talked about a lot of stuff. Because there's been so much stuff happening in the last couple of weeks. So last week we talked about the Grammys. I forgot if we talked about anything else. I think
we didn't. We were supposed to talk about what we're talking about today, but we ended up just talking about the Grammys because that was a whole fucking clusterfuck within and of itself. But Jonah,
for real, we have so much that has gone on in the music scene. So we have Fire Aid, which happened, which was, if you guys don't know, there's crazy fires that have been going on in LA. Our hearts go out to all the families who have lost their homes. But they did a show, they did two shows actually in LA to raise money to help the families who have lost their homes in the fire. And so many artists were there. There's like Olivia Rodrigo, Lady Gaga, Green Day, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Jonah, we're going to go through all of it. We're going to
go into it.
We're going to go through each of them.
Yeah, so we got that.
Because I feel like I'm curious about what our opinions are of each performance and what our thoughts are here. But yeah, so we have that.
Yeah. And then we have to talk about Black Sabbath's getting back together for one final show, which I did not expect.
So desperately want to go to.
Yeah, we're both right now trying to plan it out, trying to talk about how we're going to get over there. And then also the Super Bowl happened and Kendrick did the halftime show, which we're going to talk about.
Which I admittedly did not. I watched the halftime show on YouTube, but I admittedly did not watch the Super Bowl at all.
Oh, I don't want to get shut out. The Super Bowl. I watch one football game a year, and it's the Super Bowl.
Listen, Jonah, me too. Usually, for some reason this year, I got held up in an appointment, and then I ended up on the phone with somebody, and then it was like the fourth quarter, and I was like, I don't really feel like watching this.
Well, by the fourth quarter, you already knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, well, you never know. You never know. You know, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but you never know. But no, we kind of knew what was going to happen. And, you know, the memes are all going around. Taylor Swift, all of the things she was going to announce on this victory. Well, we're going to talk about that in a bit. But before we get into that, I think we should go back to Fire Aid because there's a lot to cover here, and I want to make sure we get through all of it. So like Jonah said, Fire Aid was held by two venues. One was the Kia Forum. And the other was the Intuit Dome, right?
Yeah, Intuit Dome.
Yeah, I saw the entire thing. I streamed the entire 4 hours. Not all at once, admittedly, but I did. Nevertheless, Jonah, how much of it did you see? Did you watch all of it?
I watched the majority of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like going in and out, and then the performances that I wanted to see that I'd missed on the live stream, I would watch on YouTube. Because there's this one account that was posting all the performances like 5 minutes after each one came out. Yeah.
Yeah. Props to whoever that guy is. I just gotta say,
shout out to the people that
content creation.
Yeah, to all the people that repost live stream shows. You guys are some of my favorite people on the planet. because I just watched live footage.
Shout out
whenever
to
I have
anyone who
downtime.
uploaded free music onto Napster. Go fuck yourself.
Pulling a Lars.
I'm pulling a Lars right now. That's a throwback right there. If you don't understand that reference, you're either too young or you
not in
live
the
under a
music
rock.
industry.
Yeah. That being said, I want to talk a little bit about the performances, get some opinions here. Do you want to start with Intuit, or we can just go back and forth? So if you want to take on like Inuit, I could take on Kia, and then I'll send you this list that I found of all of them. And then what we'll do,
Send me the list.
I'm doing it right now.
I remember what the first performance was.
I do
could start
too.
talking,
So
yeah.
you can start with that because I think it was with you.
Like my favorite band, one of my favorite bands.
Yes.
Yeah. So here, wait, let me pull up this list. So the
Yes.
first
we
act.
should have done this before, but oh well.
Okay, this is Rev Rock Revolution fashion. The people know. The
People know we do not rehearse. There's no preparation. It's just start recording and go, baby.
Oh yeah. So the first
Okay, here we go.
performance was Green Day, which if you guys don't know already, I love Green Day so much. And they played in a song that I've been wanting them to play live for a long time. They started the set with Last Night on Earth, which is from the 21st Century Breakdown album. And then for the second verse, they brought in Billie Eilish, which was cool because right before the second verse, they changed the key of the song to fit her voice.
Yeah.
So they started in the original key, switched keys halfway through,
Yeah.
and then brought Billie
Yeah.
Eilish on stage.
I was admittedly worried about it at the beginning because her mic was so low, and I felt like I was worried about the sound because I felt like it could have just been me, but I felt like the first couple of acts as I was watching it, the sound was off. But
yeah,
it
they were
with
kind
it
of
later on.
figuring out. It wasn't terrible, but it could have
No.
been better at the beginning.
Yeah, like I could not hear Billy like half of that performance with Green Day. I'm not even gonna lie, but yeah, they did sound really good. But that's kind of not a shock because Green Day's a really good band.
Yeah, Green Day is awesome. I was surprised that they started off the night like.
Yeah.
How do you follow up Green Day? Even when you're on a lineup full of stars, how do you follow up Green Day?
You know, you make an excellent point, and I was kind of thinking the same thing, and there were some really great moments that I was really surprised by, and there were a couple key highlights for me. So I'm just going to kind of point them out as I'm looking at them. So my favorite performances were, I'm just going to bounce around. So I can't for the life of me. This is not in order, so I can't remember that. But I was a really big fan of the John Mayer performance. It was crazy.
John Mayer did awesome.
The Neon. First,
Neon
we could do a whole episode about how he plays and sings Neon at the same time and try to figure that out.
There's never been a riff that's made me rage harder than Neon.
The Neon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When you have Tim Henson of Polyphia saying that the hardest thing he ever had to learn was Neon by John Mayer, you know that riff is hard as fuck. Because if you try to play Polyphia stuff,
but the craziest thing is he sings over it.
yeah,
and he plays it
sings
perfectly.
and plays it, and he makes it look effortless.
Yes. I'm so fucking jealous of that guy. He's so good. I think Dave Matthews was supposed to perform with him, right?
He was supposed to be
like
there. There was some like a family thing.
Okay. I didn't know too much about that. I just knew he pulled out of that. My favorite performance of the night I want to hand to is Pink. Pink was crazy good. She's always
Pink
crazy
kills
good.
it all the time.
But this is. Have I ever told you the Pink story? My Pink story before?
No.
So we're gonna spend a couple minutes, even though we're supposed to talk about Fire Aid. We're gonna make this about me as usual.
They're here for the stories.
100%. I was supposed to see Pink. Okay, let me tell you the story. My mom bought tickets to go see Pink for a birthday present for me and for a family member. So it was me, her, and this family member. And what happened was we got on the train, we went into Manhattan, we went out to this nice French restaurant. The waiter was kind of an asshole. We had some very good like French onion soup and chicken, and it was like a really good meal. All of a sudden we tipped him well, and he was magically a really nice, flamboyant person like that. All of a sudden he was saying, "Oh, you guys are going out to see a concert? You're going to go see Taylor Swift, TS." And we're just looking at him so confused, and we're like, "What's happening?" And we're like, "No, Pink." And he goes, I think Pink was just here." And I was like, "No, I don't think so." So we go out of the restaurant, we walk over to Madison Square Garden, and there's nobody there. And we're looking around, and there's just this security guard. He comes up to us, and we go, "We're here to see Pink." And he goes, "Pink's not here." And we say, Pink's here. We have a ticket. Today is April, whatever it was, right? 19th, right? For lack of a better, which by the way, I have a show with Out of Exile on April 19th. Plug. That's my Gene Simmons cue. Yeah. Out of Exile, my original cover band, we reunited. We're doing a show on April 19th out here on Long Island. If you want details, hit me up. Nevertheless, let's say it was April 19th. This was, I forget what year it was. I think it was 2018 or something like that. And the guy looks at it and he goes, these are for April 9th, 2019. They were for a full ass year later than the show.
That's crazy.
First off, who puts out tickets a year in advance when they're on tour? Second off, I just wanna say that was pretty funny. Like, I could have done that myself. So we're just looking at each other, like, what's gonna happen? So we get back on the train, we go back home, and then do you remember that like Jane Fonda, like that movie Book Club, like the four old ladies? It was like one of those like rom-com.
I don't think I watched it, but I've seen some clips.
Yeah. So I got stuck going to see that instead of Pink. And as I went in, the old guy that worked at the movie theater, he looked up at me and he went, "Enjoy your chick flick." And that stuck with me for years. Yeah. And that's my origin story right there. Yeah. But nevertheless,
your villain arc.
I went the following year to the show. It was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. She flies around, she spins, she sings flawlessly. It's some of the best live vocals I've ever heard, and she's giving 150% at all times. Her sets are extravagant. She's wildly entertaining. She's funny, and she's got one of the best voices in pop and rock music. So that being said, I knew it was going to be a great performance, but what she did with stripping down and I've never heard Pink really sing covers before. Oh yeah. And yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on her performance, like her song choices and what you thought of just that.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the song choices because I was up till like 2 a.m. watching. But that I really like the strip back. Pink's voice is amazing. She's an amazing songwriter as well, and she's very positive and uplifting, which I thought was perfect for the show. I like that a lot of the artists really picked their songs for the show to be for LA.
Yeah, I noticed that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was smart. And I appreciated them doing that too. It was like there was a lot of thought that went into this thing. It's kind of probably one of the best festivals, in my opinion, just watching the whole thing that has been happened in a while, I think. Because they don't really do these kind of televised 4-hour things like like Live Aid like they used to. But I think it was pretty cool. And Billy Crystal was hilarious, and I always appreciate him. And that was getting to hear him speak. And so many people were profoundly impacted by this. But I think what Pink did and doing the covers of the Janis Joplin song was great. The Led Zeppelin cover was great. The whole time my mom was like with me too, like, who the hell is that guitar player? Like that guitarist was nuts.
That was awesome.
The shit, what the fuck? Like, how do you like improve upon Zepp? And I'm like, the way this guy's playing is like, it was just perfect. It was so tasteful, but it was so like speedy and like, I don't know.
It fit the song well and wasn't like it was technical, but fit the song well.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of thought behind it. I think her performance, in my opinion, was my favorite of the whole show. I just think it transcended beyond anything, because she's just incredible. So there were some other people that performed. I wanted to kind of get your favorites here.
So, okay, number one favorite was Green Day, and John Mayer was a good one. No Doubts was also really fun. No Doubt's just fun to watch. And Gwen Stefani's insane.
When she's in No Doubt, she turns into a totally different person. Yeah, it's really cool to see. I think we talked about this on the show.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, I think.
A credit to dementia. Anyways. We're not going back to those days.
Oh no. Chili Peppers were awesome. Chili Peppers, it was just a Chili Peppers show. That they went on, did what they did.
A long ass set. Yeah, they were there for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wasn't complaining about it. They're a great band. The way that they play together is they're amazing. And they are like LA's staple piece band. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Dude, one part that was really cool was when Stevie Wonder was playing Higher Ground and then Flea came out to play bass and
Sting came out. Yeah. Speaking of Sting, did you see Sting's performance?
I saw his performance. My thoughts, like, the musicianship was amazing. The sound though, compared to all the other acts, they were just a 3-piece, and it didn't sound like full. It sounded the sound.
No, I agree with you on that. I think Sting himself, like vocally and playing wise, he's amazing. Sting's a god, by the way. I just want to say this as like, and this is like, okay, I'm going to announce that I have a project coming up soon. It's a new project I'm working on out here on Long Island. It's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. But that being said, it does have a little bit, that's all I'm going to say as they talk about Sting. That being said, wait a second. Wait. Did you see that? What happened? Well, I am by myself right here because it's being recorded without Jonah. So if I stop the recording, I'm not going to be able to put this together. So anyways, I'm going to tell a little story for you guys while we wait for Jonah to come back. Because Jonah, you could literally say or do anything right now and no one would know. He's just saying random stuff in my ear right now. That being said, I'm going to talk a little bit about Sting. I love Sting. I think he's a god. I just recently watched, this is another hint to what I got going on, but The Police, their reunion tour from 2008, their concert film from that. And I watched Sting. He was like 57, 58, and he's glowing. He's just like the pinnacle of like all inspiration as a musician. The way that he plays and sings at the same time, his voice, the way he commands a stage, the way he looks, like just freaking, he's toned as fuck. Which, by the way, if you're following me on Instagram, you'll know that I'm on a fitness journey right now, a 90-day shred program with V-Shred. I kind of just want to shout him out real quick. I am a part of their affiliate link. I'm going to share that link in the link in bio if you're interested in starting your fitness. This week has been incredible for me. And Jonah coming back and wondering how the fuck we got here. But
am I back? Am I recording?
Yeah, you are.
It says I'm recording.
If you're interested, hit me up. But anyways, I was just telling our viewers what a freaking god Sting is in all regards. But yeah, seeing him play the classical guitar and sing on Fragile it's goals. It's for me. He's amazing. And in his age too, like I have such respect for musicians that still got it. But yeah, that was a favorite of mine. Not so much the sound. Rod Stewart. Every time I see Rod Stewart, let's just talk about Rod Stewart, just period. The rest of the episode. Thoughts?
Rod Stewart was actually one of the performances that I didn't see.
Well, then you're an uncultured swine and you need to get on it. But nevertheless, every time I see Rod Stewart perform, I think it's hilarious because this is a like 80-year-old man who has 20-year-old girls dancing on stage, and he opens up his shirt and stuff, and he's all like sensual and like, but he owns it. And it totally doesn't make me feel uncomfortable at all, which is the best part. And he sounds great. He's like got one of the best voices ever. And he's a really interesting, weird guy, but pretty cool too.
Impressive that he's still doing it at 80 years old.
Yeah. He's pretty cool. So yeah, did you have any other favorites?
Here, let's see. Stevie Nicks was really good. She sounded the best that she has in a long time. Like watching live
really
videos,
good.
Her voice sounded really good during that performance.
She did. Landslide was perfect.
Yeah, Landslide was awesome. Edge of 17.
Yeah, 100%. Alanis always sounds great.
Mm-hmm. Lady Gaga, that was a good closer. Yeah. That was cool. She wrote a song for
Lady Gaga is one of the greatest artists of this lifetime. Just period.
Her vision and her artistry, and she just puts out banger songs. The new single that she released was pretty fire as well, Abracadabra.
Man, it's so catchy. Abracadabra. Oh my god. Abracadabra. Oh my god. It's so hooky. This is a rock podcast and we're just going to go on about pop music forever.
Yeah,
but
because in addition to rock, we just love music.
We just love music.
We don't just listen to rock music.
If you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Speaking of really good pop music, I thought Olivia Rodrigo's she played all of her early hits. I was kind of surprised by that. She played early hits and
slower songs. I wanted more upbeat.
Yeah, she did all of her like breakout ballad singles, and I was kind of surprised. She sounded great. I mean, she's very extremely talented, but I thought she didn't do anything from Guts. I was like shocked by that. Gracie Abrams was really good. I thought she did what the hell is it? I actually sent this to somebody who's a huge Gracie Abrams fan because I thought they would like it. But what does she do? It's the band that has the song from Shrek 2.
Smash Mouth?
No, that's Shrek 1. Shrek 2.
Oh wait, shoot.
Wait. I'm getting up right now. Running Crow song. It was very good. It was Shrek 2 is better than Shrek bite me. But yeah, overall, I mean, you just look at Anderson .Paak's performance. You look at the Chili, like you said, the whole Steven Stills, Black Crowes, John Fogerty.
Yeah. There's one performance we haven't talked about yet, and it's not on the list. Nirvana.
And that, I was going to say, that's what we're leading up to, because it's not on the list, because it was kind of a surprise. And first off, I want to talk about in general, I think this is the first time anyone's seen Dave Grohl.
Yeah, this is the first live performance that Dave Grohl has done since
and I think it was appropriate, and I respect him for, like, going with this angle, like, with the drums, like, kind of more low-key, but they sounded great. It was kind of, like, it was basically like their Hall of Fame induction, right?
Yeah, they brought in a ton
essentially.
They brought in a ton of people to sing
but
songs.
It was the same people. They had St. Vincent, who was at the Hall of Fame induction. Joan Jett was in the the one from Sonic Youth. What's her fucking name? Kim Gordon? Yeah. They brought in all these people. There was one difference, which I want to talk about, because I've heard her sing before, and I think she's good, but I think this is the best I've ever heard her sing before. Like, that was incredible. Dave Grohl's daughter.
Yeah, Violet Grohl sang All Apologies. Yeah. And that was like, that brought like goosebumps. That was such a good performance. I thought it was really
more
funny
people
that Chris
need to be talking about Violet Grohl.
Yeah, for real.
What were we gonna say?
I found it really funny that Chris Novoselic switched to the accordion, and then I think St. Vincent came on stage and played the bass.
I think it was Kim. I think
was
it was Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth. Yeah. No, but yeah, that was really cool. I felt bad for St. Vincent, because obviously her in-ears were fucked up or something, because she like could not hear herself. She kept like
she was
she's always great,
like on the vocals,
but she knew it.
Like,
But I could tell what was going on there. I have such respect. She's a great musician, and she always like nails it. So I have respect for her, and I understand look, listen, the pros, things happen. So if you're like a local musician, you play like local shows like we're doing, and mistakes happen, it happens no matter what level you're at.
There's going to be mistakes.
It's going to happen no matter what. Whether you're playing Madison Square Garden or the local bar next door where the creepy guy hangs out
chilling in the corner,
eyes your band, chilling in the corner, you're going to experience sometimes the same technical issues, which is pretty funny. And I think it just reminds us all that all of these people are human. And but it was cool to see Nirvana back together again. I would like to see them make like an album of like they should do like they did, but like an album of that, like of their greatest hits with like female singers.
That would be
really cool.
That'd be cool to see. I don't know how the Nirvana fans would react though.
Well, they seem to like these reunion performances, and Dave Grohl actually said in an interview that he will only ever have female singers front. It's kind of like what we talked about with Linkin Park. I think because there's no comparison if you start putting women in the front instead of if you put a guy and automatically that's not Kurt Cobain.
And if they have a different sounding voice than Kurt Cobain, they're like,
I think the only male can I say this? I think the only male singer that Nirvana would accept would be if Dave started singing behind the drum kit. I was about
to say, if Dave did sing, but also I don't think he wants to sing those songs.
I don't think Nirvana was like the Foo Fighters is Dave's baby. Nirvana was Kurt's thing. Like it was his vision. And without Kurt, there's no Nirvana. It's just like them paying homage to their past project more so. But it is cool to see. I wish they do more stuff like that, because I like seeing them play together. And I mean, Pat and Dave obviously been playing together forever now. But Chris back in the fold. Because
I remember
you don't really.
Or what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say you don't really notice how much the sound of the bass changes the band until you put a different bass player in there.
Yeah. No, going off that, I was talking to Xavier, because Xavier's in a music production class. If you guys don't know who Xavier's my little brother and the drummer for the band Jinx.
Xavier's been on this show, and he needs to come back this season. But we're going to talk about that later.
He does need to come back. But yeah, in my opinion, the bass adds a lot of movement to the song, because the way I songwrite, guitar and drums, or I do guitar first and then add the drums, and then bass fills the space and adds the movement that's necessary.
Yeah. No, the bass is the support instrument. It's meant to facilitate under the guitar and on top of the drums. It's like somewhere, it's in the middle there. And I think its entire purpose is to, like you said, fill in those spaces. And you don't notice when you listen to tracks and you have it all playing, you turn off the bass, all those the feel is totally gone.
Yeah. No, it's real. I agree.
Yeah. No, shout out to Chris Novoselic. Unless it's a Justice for All and you're just used to not hearing the bass, unless you listen to the remix version, which is on YouTube. Justice for Jason. This is a real thing. You can go Google it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Fire Aid. I think they raised a lot of money. It was a great cause. I'm happy they did it. I wish that they would do more things like this because, not like tragedy bringing all these people together, but, maybe something celebratory would be great to see too.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I love, all these artists and people coming together. We need some kind of rock festival, like televised.
That would be cool.
Petition. Listen, RevFest. It's real. It's gonna happen.
That would actually be sick.
RevFest is gonna happen. I'm telling you. We and I are gonna host it.
Yeah. We bring in all of my my bands that we're friends with, and then you bring in the artists that you're friends with.
Yeah. And we bring
East Coast and West Coast.
East Coast, West Coast together. Hopefully we can get some like special guest acts, like who all the people we've talked about on this show who I would consider to be Rev Rock bands who, aren't aware of the movement yet, but they will be, and they'll be a part of it. Like, I think Mammoth would be a great headliner for a festival like that.
Warning.
Hopefully Maniskin gets back together, but we'll see. But yeah, The Warning would be a great band. There's a lot of them. There's one I actually just discovered today I wanted to tell our viewers about if you haven't checked out. I was sent this today by a huge fan of the show. I think I talked about him. I talk about him a lot on the show, but Benjamin Bankoff, probably like one of my earliest fans. Now is like one of my best friends and like helps me a lot with my career. It's a band called Quarters of Change. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I haven't heard from them.
They just put out an album called Portraits in last January, 24, and I would classify it as Rev Rock, and I would like to officially anoint them with join the Aaron Jones and the Dirty Honeys and the Jinxes and the NBS's.
New Rev Rock band!
New Rev Rock. We always love to, Amber Wild just had a release recently. We're going to do a whole episode. Next episode, we're going to talk about, give us an update, I think, on what Rev Rock bands are up to right now. But that being said, if you're looking forward to that, you catch us next Monday. I think Fire Aid, we're good on that. I think we can just touch on some of these
pretty
other
much everything.
Yeah. So Black Sabbath. We kind of talked about this in the beginning. It came out of nowhere, but it didn't because Ozzy's been talking. I don't know if have you seen the episode? Yeah. Have you seen any of the episodes of the Osborne podcast?
I haven't. I have before, but not in a long time. But I know that he's talked about he wanted to get back on stage. And play a final show with the Black Sabbath original lineup because he felt that it wasn't the right way to go out, not being with all four original.
No, I agree too, and I think it's a fitting way for him to, it's very symbolic, starting how you or ending how you started. It's kind of going to be a beautiful thing, but I kind of knew it would I didn't think it would actually happen. I knew that it was something he wanted to do, but I never thought it would actually happen. But it was announced, and then the thing that really threw me for a loop was it's not just Black Sabbath. Ozzy's going to do solo performance as well. And then there's a shit ton of other bands, which is making me want to throw all of my money away and to go to London. Or it's not in London. It's
in Birmingham.
Where is it?
I'm pretty sure it's in Birmingham, right?
It is in Birmingham, yes. But it's making me want to throw all of my money away and go to Birmingham.
Yeah, the lineup, there's not a single name. If you're a fan of rock and metal, you will know every single name on the list. All right, I have it right here. We have performances for Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, Billy Corgan's going to be there, David Drainman's going to be there, Duff McKagan and Slash are going to be there, Fred Durst, yes, Lizzie Hale, Jakey Lee, which that's going to be sick because you know what song Jakey Lee's playing. Yeah. Jonathan Davis, KK Downing, Mike Borden, Papa Five, the lead singer of Ghost. I'm gonna butcher saying. Rudy Sarzo, Sammy Hagar.
Yeah,
one of the Sleep Token members, Wolfgang, Tom Morello. And
that's crazy.
There's probably going to be more people as well. Like,
there's probably going to be a lot of surprise acts. And that is it's just, Jonah, hearing you say it right now, I'm willing to sell a kidney to go to this show.
Yeah.
And I'm not even joking.
It's going to be such a beautiful moment for metal because since Black Sabbath were like the godfathers of heavy metal.
They invented it.
Yeah, they invented it. And they're ending it the right way with pretty much all the prominent bands, or all the bands that were heavily inspired by Black Sabbath.
And what I'm hoping it's going to accomplish, Jonah, I want to get your point of view on this, but I'm really hoping that what it's going to be is Black Sabbath is putting their hat up, saying, we started this thing, but I'm hoping it's not like this is the end of metal. I hope it's more like pass the torch, like, okay, so now it's up to you. All these bands throughout the years that have influenced metal, like going, okay, now the next generation, it's your turn to be a part of this. And because if they can do that, this is going to be a very important moment in rock and roll history.
Yeah, agreed.
Just period. And I really hope it's that. And I would love to be there for something like that. Because I think it's going to be a very important, just looking back 20 years from now, be able to pinpoint this as like, this was a major turning point in rock and metal music.
And metal history.
Yeah, like where it's going in the mainstream. And like, I think this could have a lot to do with it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're going out strong, and not just themselves, with everybody, because like you said, it's gonna be like, I hope it's like passing the torch, and also inspiring it's gonna be cool to inspire the younger generation and be like, this is what Black Sabbath did. This is their career. None of those bands that are joining them would be here today if Black Sabbath wasn't there. So now it's time for the next era of metal.
Yeah, exactly. But what does Corey Taylor think about it?
Yeah, dude, I hope Corey Taylor comes.
Me too. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Anyone who's a fan of
Loudwire,
Loudwire, you're gonna love that reference. Loudwire, come on, do a feature on us. That's a petition. We need to start hard, Jonah. I'm serious.
Loudwire, please.
Jonah and I have some scheming to do when we're done with this. That being said, we have one more thing to talk about, which is going to be totally off topic for rock and metal, but that's not new for Rev Rock Revolution. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl.
We did a Super Bowl episode before, I think.
We did last year, and the picture of it was Robert Kraft doing this. That being said, it was called the Sexy Super Bowl. I remember it very vividly. Jonah doesn't even know. Listen, here's a little Easter egg for all of you viewers here. I personally upload all of the clips, all of the episodes. I make all of the artwork. So Jonah just kind of sees it sometimes and goes, oh, okay, that's what we're doing? Cool.
Yeah, I give Nick free reign.
Listen,
to do
he has any point he could have taken over and been like, you're out of control, but he's given me full reign here. So if you're upset, it's his fault because he could stop me at any point. Yeah. I'm just saying that. That being said, we're going to talk about this year's Super Bowl, which wasn't so sexy.
I thought the halftime show, so it's Kendrick Lamar playing the halftime show.
I'm going to let you talk about this because this is totally your, like, I know you're a fan. Yeah. Like, yeah. This definitely, if I thought there was already an end to the Kendrick Drake beef, this was Drake was on the ground, like already dead. And this is Kendrick just stomping on the body at this Everybody
point.
Say Drake.
Yeah. No, Kendrick's performance was amazing, though. It was really entertaining. There was a lot of hidden messages in it. They brought out Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam.
Can we talk about that?
That was perfection. Yeah, just the like symbolism of America towards African American culture, and it was like that. And also, I saw a TikTok that was talking about there in one of the diss tracks, Drake was saying like he wants to talk to Kendrick's uncle, the man of the house, because Kendrick was just spewing nonsense. So that was also a nod to that. He brought his uncle, Samuel L. Jackson.
It's amazing, Uncle Sam. There you go. Yeah, it was very clever the way he did it. This is before I get crucified by because I know like whether you're a rock fan or a hip hop fan or a pop fan or a country fan, Kendrick seems to like unify people. A lot of people seem to be a fan of his. I am included. Like whenever I hear anything he does, I think he's immensely talented. That being said, I'm not so much up to date on his world. Like I had heard things about what was going on with the whole Drake thing, but I'm not like in it. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of things that later on were explained to me and make a lot of sense to me, but I was kind of watching it from like an outside point of view, not knowing what I'm supposed to get all these references.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still very entertaining, but it made it so much better understanding what was going on the second time watching it.
This halftime show, you kind of had to be a Kendrick fan to get the whole picture,
understand it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love that he brought. So throughout the entire performance until the end, he teased "Not Like Us," and the way he did it was so funny. He was like, "I want to sing this song, but you know they like to sue," which is crazy. And then
Yeah,
he's
it's
like,
incredible.
I'm just gonna play it anyways because this is bigger than the music. And then
Yeah.
on top of playing Not Like Us and getting the whole crowd to sing the lyrics,
Yeah.
he got Serena Williams, Drake's
I
ex,
saw
to come in and
yeah.
crip walk, which that was the cherry on top. That was amazing. Rest in peace,
Incredible.
Drake's career. But
Probably A minor, man. That fucking gets me every time.
And the
Yeah.
smile when he said, "Hey Drake, I heard
His
you like him
smirk.
young."
His smirk was crazy, bro. Yeah, no, Drake's career is over.
Yeah,
It's over. Which,
Look,
you know.
you don't pick a fight with Kendrick. I'm pretty sure I said this last week, but why would you want to pick a fight with Kendrick? That's like picking a fight
There's
with
two
Eminem.
people you don't pick a fight. No, you know who? There's people you don't pick. The hip hop people you don't. You know who you don't pick up? I just saw this comedian. I have to send you the full clip, but here's like the cliff notes of it. And I think this is a beautiful way to end it, even though it's a very random way to end the episode. Because why not? It's us. That being said, I want to talk about this because I think it's hilarious. So Kendrick. So Kendrick Lamar, obviously someone you don't want to pick beef with. Someone else you do not want to pick beef with is 50 Cent. And I saw
that
this
makes
clip
sense.
of 50 Cent. I don't know if you've heard this story before, but there was this rapper who's really big. I forget his name. This is the entire point because he single-handedly ruined his career. But he had this beef with him. He just did not like this rapper, and they were going back and forth and stuff, and then 50 Cent was trashing on him in all these interviews and stuff and whatever, and he was saying shit about him for years that this guy does illegal activity and whatever. He ended up getting arrested. He went to prison. He came out of prison. Anyone who knows the name of this rapper, please tell me in the comments because it's slipping my mind. But which I think is the point of the story. But when he got out of jail, he went on a reunion tour. Like, I'm back, I'm out of jail, let's do like a show. And he wanted to do this major show. And he put out the tickets, and it was like a theater, like arena, and it sold out within minutes. And then he went out to go do the show to discover that 50 Cent purchased 90% of the tickets just to fuck with him. Could you imagine going out to an arena and having like 300 people in the audience?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Career over.
Yeah, dude, I would just that would be it. That'd be it. Yeah, you don't mess with 50 Cent. That bro took how many bullets to his chest and still survived?
What I want to say is that whole posse of hip hop, the Dre camp, you do not fuck with those people.
Don't mess with them. Yeah, you have Dre, 50 Cent, Kendrick.
Yeah. Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop. There's a reason Dre works with all of them.
Yeah, and there's a reason they didn't work with Diddy.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. Every episode has a Diddy reference, by the way, from now on. That's just the new rule.
Please don't make that a new thing.
Nice try, Diddy. We have our Diddy counter. That doesn't
I don't like that. That
doesn't work as well as the way that feels.
No. Anyways,
I'm going to end the episode before I say some really crazy shit. Thank you for tuning into the episode. I just want to announce a couple things that I'm working on. I'm going to have a new entire section of my website soon dedicated to Envious, so be on the lookout for that. Like I mentioned before, Out of Exile is doing a show on April 19th. It's going to be on Long Island. We're going to post the details soon, so follow the band over there if you don't already. All the links to all these other things are there. I'm going to be doing a show in March, a solo acoustic show. It's going to be a night of acoustic rock covers. It's going to be a dedication to the biggest rock hits, and I'm going to be doing them acoustically. I got a couple projects working on right now. A tribute band, which if you paid attention earlier, then you would know what I'm talking about. But it's like the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show. There's little Easter eggs dropped. You just got to pick them up. It's not as well thought out, but, it's as brilliant. Get with it. Speaking of acoustic shows, I have a collaborative thing coming up soon, acoustically, which I'm very excited about. Hopefully someone we can get on this show, potentially. I have some content, some covers coming out that I'm really excited about. Speaking of covers, Jonah, we have something cooking for the audience, for our fans. Yeah, I'm doing the shows over at the Argyle Theater, and I've been doing my V-Shred thing, like I said. If the affiliate link I'll put below if you want to check it out. And yeah, we're still doing the podcast. Jonah, what do you got coming up for our viewers before we call it a day?
Right now, we're still grinding away on the next batch of Jinx songs. We're getting closer to getting all the shows booked for our tour, which is going to be in April. So if you're on the West Coast, we're going to be going down California, cutting across to Arizona, going up Arizona, going to Vegas, ending in Fresno. And the week before we go on tour, we're going to have a home show in Mariposa. So yeah, look out tour dates. If there's one near you, come on out. Tell me that you watched the podcast, and that will
100%.
make my day.
Yeah, 100%. Whenever somebody comes up to me or sends me a DM or whatever and just like, the podcast is so good, it always takes me off guard, and I always forget how many people watch this that I'm not even aware.
I forget that people watch this. Like, I was hanging out with my friends the other day.
It's just me. It's just me and you hanging out. Right?
Yeah, it's just us talking. Like, if you filmed when Nick and I are just like on a call or something, just like talking.
It's
catching up. It's literally just this. But I was talking with one of my friends the other day. We were there's a group of us like playing pool, and we were talking about. He was asking me about the podcast, like some of the stuff that we had mentioned.
That's wild. That's crazy. I'm sure all your friends are like, that Nick guy's gotta go. He's fucking annoying. But anyways, that being said,
They love you.
Of course. What's not to love? I'm very lovable. If you love me, let me know in the comments. I need validation,
Bro,
please. I'm very insecure.
You just opened your DMs to so many weird messages.
I probably did. So like, yeah.
Well, so tell Nick that
they're
you love
already.
him.
Tell me how much you love me, baby.
Okay, we need to end this episode before it gets any weirder than it already is.
Until next time, my name is P. Diddy.
My name is Jonah Doc, and I.
No. We're doing that again. My name is Nick Valley.
My name is Jonah Doc, and I. And this is.